Yeah, I know. This isn't part 2 of What If Bill Was Technoblade, but how about this, guys? Because after this video, I'm going to Lake today, so you won't hear from me, but part 2 will be done as soon as I get back from home. So if you guys really enjoy this series, please tell me in the comment section. Plus, this was actually not the title before, this was the title. I wanted to make it really cool, but if you guys want to see 2 different versions of this, for what if Bill was in Bioshock 2, and what if Bill was Subject Delta, then I'll do that, guys. But anyway, I'll get to the video. Long ago, Hestia did have someone that was left in her familia. He stayed there for a few months, but when he went to the dungeon, he disappeared. He went missing for 30 years. And Hestia still felt that he was alive. Her gift was still aflame. And that's when she heard something outside the door. As she heard knocking, when she opened the church, she just saw this big behemoth in some type of suit. She didn't know what it was or who it was, as the thing's voice was all broken and all it said, Hestia. As she just is really it was like something that scared her. On God. So it was like something that slithered under her blood and bit her. And she replied with this, yes? As subject Dolt was like, you don't recognize me, goddess. As this instantly put a flash in her mind. Goddess? I haven't heard anyone say that except for, as she remembers Bell the day he disappeared. As she began crying and she saying, is that you? As he begins shaking his head. She begins hugging Bell so tight that Bell could not even feel it. But Bell hugs back with a lot of tears in his suit, but she did not notice this. But as Hestia said, where were you for the past 30 years? As Bell says, I was kidnapped, Hestia. I was experimented on, tortured. I suffered through hell, and the only thing that was keeping me going was you. Hestia begins saying, good. Because I don't know if anyone would ever join again. As Belle begins patting her on the head, like, it's fine. And also, I got some new abilities. As she just says, really? What kind? As she begins, cleaning herself up. As Belle says, that could wait. But I need a favor. She just says, what kind of favor? Could you get me back in your familia? As she says, wait, is the tattoo on your back gone? As Bill shakes his head yes and explains why it's not there anymore. He explains that in order for them to experiment on him, they had to remove the skin and rip it off his back. And also explain how they had to actually reconfigure his whole body. First, they began ripping out his bones and replacing it with stronger and thicker bones, as you see in the picture, to enhance his strength. Most they had to remove some of the organs, so they replaced some of the organs with artificial ones. Some were dangerous, some were outright science, like madness of science. and his eyes were also replaced. He still remembers him being on that table screaming as they're pulling out his eyes. And as they're putting new eyes into him, he saw everything differently. However, it took them another 5 years for him to actually be able to see everything in color instead of purple and black. As Belle was thinking of the flashback, as Hestia's like, Belle, are you alright? As Belle's like, I'm fine, just that I'm tired. As Hestia's like, well, should we take this armor off? As Belle's like, please. As Hestia and Belle begin taking off the armor off Belle, as she's seeing the scars all around his arm, one that's going through his eye and goes all the way to his chest. Not goes to his eyes and his chest, like a little curve in the center of his chest, and little like curves going around the stomach area and the chest, and even the back. They even replaced his lungs so he could even stand the water pressure. And if you guys like this, like really, really like this, because I thought hard about this, legit. I thought this so fucking hard that I wanted y'all to enjoy this. So if you do, please tell me. Also, I'm going to show you a little sneak peek. Basically, I'm going to say what if Deku was Iron Man, but I don't know if I should do what if about that. I want to do what if Deku was the successor of Iron Man, or it's like Iron Man's lost successor, basically. And I'm going to show you a little bit of detail on this. Okay, I'm going to continue more with that, but let me just show you some details. Like say, okay, Jarvis. As Belle begins waking up in a strange place. But I'll get to that later. Let's get on to this. You guys really want to hear that story because I have like a brilliant fucking ideas. Oh, so part 2 is actually going to be pretty much done because I'm going to be cooking steak outside. So, guys, please enjoy the nature while I'm going to be cooking outside. I'm going to be cooking some steaks. Anyway. As Hestia and Belle got done taking off their armor, she begins patting him down, and the curves that are going through his body are sliding all the way down to the edge of him. As Hestia was like, Belle, he must have suffered through a lot of pain. As Belle was like, pain, I've suffered through hell. Perfect timing. I was actually gonna cook some steaks.
Why are you wearing my shirt? Don't you have your own fucking clothes?
This was in my drawer.
Why does it stink like shit in here? Did you just take a shit? Did you?
No.
Huh?
God. I love the fact I'm recording. My dad just said that, so thank you, Dad. So, if everyone wants to say I shit my pants, I did not. Go ahead and say if I shit my pants, I did not. God, I can't. First thing he walks in the door, he just smells that. Did you take a shit? I'm like, no. Let's just say, looks like it's gonna be, guys, looks like it's gonna be, actually me cooking outside today anyway. So, yeah, I'm gonna be cooking outside now. Hope you guys like enjoying cooking, because you guys should enjoy me cooking, because I cook a mean steak. Hey, Dad, can you believe that you just arrived on time for me cooking the steaks? Also, there's rice there. I don't hear anything. Hear the dogs. Of course. Yeah, I just don't mind them. But anyway, I'll get back to it. See, after that day, yep, I'm closing that because I don't want to get burned by propane, obviously. But anyway, as Bo was getting ready to go back to the dungeon for the first time, because the elf lady, I have to remember her freaking name. My next texting story I do for my Bell one, I'll definitely put her name down because I downloaded the whole season 1 so I can watch that. And I have to go ahead and rewatch some season 2 and 3. So fun for me, right, guys? But anyway, if you guys want a shout out, I'm giving a shout out to True Iron. And why? Because I read his texting stories, and it's about what if Deku was Iron Man, but it's a texting story, and I will say this, it's fucking good. Like, A to the fucking plus, okay? This is actually my first time actually recording outside, and I want that dog to shut the fuck up. Wait a minute, shut up! Jesus Christ. Yeah, so you get what I mean. Wait, that dog actually shut up? It did. Yeah, it's hilarious, but anyway, I'll give it back to it. As Belle was beginning to, let me just think. As he begins going back to the dungeon, the lady heard that Belle was back. I'm gonna say Belle still looks young due to the atom being in the system, and Eleanor went back to her life, so Belle does not want to have, Belle does consider her daughter, but he doesn't see, like, the he still wants to think that she is her daughter, but he does call upon her for help when it is needed. So, yeah. And Eleanor sees Belle as a big brother than a father. So, yeah. I'll get to it. Plus, I swear to God, if you guys do not hear this at all in my next video, I will officially quit goddamn YouTube. Because if this is not working, I'm going to be so mad if you guys cannot hear this. So, if this is working, please make sure that is really good and smash that like button if it is, okay? I'd really appreciate it if this was working, okay? And I'll get to it. I'll shut the fuck up for once and let me guys enjoy the story. So, when Bill first arrived back at the dungeons, everyone was looking at him with just, I don't know, they were just somehow scared of him because they just felt this aura around him, like he's killed people and he's killed things that no one could ever dream of. It's like this some type of aura that was surrounding him. As the lady's like, are you Belle Cornell? As Belle leans over to the counter, just says, yes. As she just says, well, since you're still a level, you should go to the lower floors. And Belle's like, I want to go to the mid floors, but it's your choice, lady. As Belle begins, like, going up the stairs, but he takes the fucking giant ass minigun because I'm giving him that because he has that for rapture. Fuck the minigun. Drill. It's drill time, baby. And everyone just sees him, like, carrying this huge ass drill and, like, saying, how the fuck did he carry that thing? And this is when Belle actually meets one of the Minotaurs, and he's not even fucking scared of it. All of a sudden, when he first got to the lower floors, the Minotaur went straight towards Belle, pinning him to the wall. And Belle was like, huh, man, this is interesting. So, Bell begins grabbing the bull's horns and ripping it off and tossing him over to the corner. And Bell begins smiling. It says, I hadn't had a fight like this in ages. That intense look of happiness and enjoyment. Sorry, I'm just like cleaning the grill. That's what you want to do first. You always clean the grill before you start putting that delicious steak on. So, anyway, as Bell was beginning to... As Bell broke the horns off, the Minotaur roared a scream that Loki Fam could hear. But when they got there, they just see 8 Minotaurs. Two of their heads ripped off. One that has a giant hole in it in the chest, and and 2 of them missing their legs. And there's the last one's actually trying to escape. However, Bell grabs the thing's throat and crushes it in front of them, and he does not show any emotion. Hey, Betty. As they can't move due to fear. As he begins walking up to Eyes, she actually has feelings for him when he did that, so that's actually the opposite way around, so yeah. Hey Dad, how's the rice? Dad? Hello? I said, how's the rice? Oh, he didn't try it? Okay. But anyway, guys, I'll get back to it. As Belle was like, it seems that you're a bit lacking in skills, Sword Princess. Belle heard the name a long time ago. Belle knew her. As soon as Belle went in there, people were gossiping about the Sword Princess. And yeah, as Belle's eyes were no longer red, they were yellow. As he begins walking down the stairs. And Loki Fam is just at awe at this, saying, who is this guy? He handled those Minotaurs like they were nothing. Oh, let's see how long this is. Okay. I'll get up to 30 minutes and then I'll call it a day. First, guys, before I start, I'm going to upload this privately, and if it works, then I'll unprivate list it, so I'm making sure it does work. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. But anyway, let's get to it. As Belle reached to the middle floors, everyone kept calling off. No, I just realized. I don't want him to have the title Big Daddy. I want him to have that little rookie title immediately. And little rookie is not a good. It will be the name for him, but little rookie will transfer to the fucking god of the Colossus. Colossus is the. I'm giving Colossus because Big Daddies are like fucking tanks. You guys have to agree. If you play on normal on Rapture, on Rapture, they are fucking tanky as fuck. And even if you go higher, when you go higher, they are super hard to fucking kill. But anyway, I'll get to it. As Bo got down there, he began trading all his crystals in. Selfie. I can't remember the girl's name. Is it Selfie? Sapphire. I'm gonna get Seer. Oh yeah, it's Seer. As Bell was walking out to the dungeon, he noticed this bar. He remembered it back in his day where he always went there with his old friends. But he didn't know that the Loki Familia were not the Loki Familia, the Hestia Familia were disbanded or were forgotten. So he just said, might as well visit the place. As he went into the bar, he noticed it was closed. He's saying, oh, it's closed. As he turns around, he bumps into one of the maids that were working there, and she says, ow! as Bell begins lifting up his hand and his eyes begin going green, just says, "Oh, sorry about that." As Sophie's like, "Oh no, I'm sorry." And I just say since Bell has the scars, he's mega fucking hot with the scars. Okay. And Sophie's like blushing, like says, "Oh my god, why is he so hot with the scars?" As she was like, "Man," as she was like, "It's no wonder I am like, it's no wonder." I was like, it's no wonder people felt were like to be back then. Always did have a sexy way with scars." As Sophie's like, "Excuse me, um, do I know you?" As Belle's like, "No, I don't know. My name is Belle Cornell, or used to be. Just if you want, just call me Delta. I prefer to go by Delta." And she was like, "Oh, well, good evening, Delta. I'm," as all of a sudden she could hear, "Hey, sir, we have to open up pretty soon." As she was like, "Oh, coming." As she was like, "Hey, could you come visit the place? Could you visit this place, please?" As Belle was like, "I have time." As he begins going outside the door and waiting until it opens. It hits nightfall, and now the bar is open. He begins walking inside, and since he was the first one there, he has a couple of drinks, and he can hold his fucking alcohol because he can pay for the alcohol because he worked so hard because he killed minotaurs and like grabbed their crystals, so he has like a lot of cash, like a lot, like enough to feed your fucking family for like a year. Because I want to say that Minotaur is like such high price because since Bell got that price, so yeah. Sorry, I'm tired. If this video's shit, it's now 30 minutes, but I'll continue. As he's the first one there. As everyone, the ladies that were working at the bar, like saying, "God, why is he so fucking hot with that scar?" As then the Loki familiar showed up, and like saying, Loki says, "Welcome to," as the cat lady says, "The big party has arrived." And Bell's kind of smiling like, "Big party." Just saying, whispering that. As Eyes hears this, but she can't recognize that person because he was wearing the fucking suit when he went inside. Because he took the suit off when he got back in the city, so yeah. And of course, since there's magic there, he does need Adam, like the plasma shit, but since when you go out to the surface, the Atom transformed to magic, so all Bell just needs is a quick nap just to recharge, like magic. If you guys think I'm making Bell overpowered, you can give him. You better like say, "Goddamn, yes I am," because Bell is gonna be so overpowered, and I'm gonna make Bell and Ainz fight in the bar, but I really don't want to right now for this scene. I want to do it for part 2. But I'm too tempted, so I'll do it anyway. So, as the Loki familiar began drinking, and then this one guy just says, "Hey, remember that one guy wearing that scuba suit? Kind of looks stupid." And Loki familiar like, "Yeah, but he beat like 8 Minotaurs with ease." And he's like saying, "Pfft, I could take him." As Bell's eyes began glowing a bright red, and everyone who just was like looking at him, Bell decided to get up, and his eyes were going a bright red in front of the Loki Familia. And they were like, "Fuck." And they didn't know who this was. And Eyes was like, "Excuse me, I need you to sit down." As Bell was like, "Oh." if it isn't the little sword princess. And this is insulting to her because she just called her a little sword princess. Because Belle's fucking tall, like tall as Subject Delta. As Ice begins like doing her, she does a technique. She doesn't take out her blade, but she hits Belle's stomach, because this technique is meant to subdue or make an opponent unconscious, and it was a martial art. And Belle was just standing there unfazed. It just says, "You call that a technique?" And she's like, "What?" She just, "What? How did you?" As she couldn't finish that sentence because Belle grabbed her arm and began squeezing it hard. As she was like saying, "Fuck, stop, let go." As other Loki family are like getting out of their seats and like trying to say, "Hey, you better stop that, buddy." As Belle looks at them, just says, "You think you can do anything to stop me?" As like saying, "Yeah, I think we can." As Belle just smiles at this, just says, "Oh, this is gonna be fun." As they're like saying, "Fun? You think this is funny?" As the wolf guys like say, "Listen, kid, I don't know who you." All of a sudden, Ainz is let go, and right behind him is Belle. As Belle grabs the guy's grab the guy's neck, and slams into the ground. As Lee says, "Hey, if you want a tickle fight, you better do it outside." As Belle like looks at her, does not show any fear, just says, "All right." As he tosses her a bag of gold, saying, "Sorry, that's for the damages." As he begins to leave. And of course, the wolf guy actually grabbed Belle's shirt and begins pulling. He accidentally ripped it off, and everyone saw Belle's scars that was going all the way to his chest, to his back. And they're like saying, "Oh, jeez, what happened to him?" And since the plus scars make him, it looks like a fucking god, like a grease fucking god, basically. But that's where I'm going to leave it off today. If you guys really did enjoy this, please smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. You can always unsubscribe whenever you want. But as anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So if you did, please smash that like button. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Goodbye.